2nd, 2021. That's the level of the light outside that I go out and do my walks in for exercise. In this Bayside station, Bayside, New York, 11361. I went to Top Bagel, got myself bagels. The man asked how I was. I never know how to answer that. Do I just say good, fine, even though I'm not? It's a stranger. He doesn't look familial in the sense of a Boy Scout trooper from Ronkonkoma. He looks like something different, but yet still human. While I'm in this mix-up, melting pot, whatever they call it, at big important people that decide things for other people's children, and then other people's children may or may not get hurt. Scary, scary place to be. Anyhow, then I walked down the boulevard. I did not bring my umbrella because I was going to the bagel store. So I left, and the gentleman behind the counter gave me 2 bags of bagels, one with Lewis's, and then whatever, the other one had 2. And so I was walking, and there's a man that comes by with a dog normally, and he was saying hello to somebody else. I noticed him, and I've said hello to him before, so I went to say hello to him, and he said, oh my gosh, he says, I almost didn't recognize you. I said, I know. I said, I needed 2 hands to carry the bags of bagels. I said, I didn't bring my umbrella. I know, you don't recognize me. So we started laughing. So I wished him well, and on my way I went. And then he would be more a confusing familial for me at the moment. And then I walked down, and there was a man standing on another corner with a small pizza box, who I've also said hello to in the past. So I made the same joke. I said, before you say anything, I know without my umbrella, you barely recognize me. I'll take the awkwardness out of the moment. I said, I have bagels instead today. So he laughed. And then he said something about my father, and my son. Lou had coins, some little coins that between 1975, Anthony changed when he comes home from the day, and Lou has some of the same. They throw it in a bin, and then my son, that's like his treasure. And so he did the same thing when I was little. So they had they went to this thing called Coinstar, where it's a machine, but the machinist that owns this Coinstar takes 12% or something like that. I think it has gone up. I thought it was 8 originally. Now it's up to 12. So Lou and my son decided not to go ahead and let go of the coins there. So they came home, and they were going to go to the local corner bank and get the rolls and put the coins in order to redeem them. So it's an easier form. It's a process, it's a ritual, it's a routine, it's a custom, I suppose, the only one that I really know of. But it's local for us. And so he ran in, apparently the man with the pizza box ran into Lou and mentioned that TD Bank has a coin dispense thing. And I'm like, you know what, I should have known that. I said, Lou and I used to own a laundromat together out in Sayville. Nothing fancy, not like the city coin operated, whatever. It was a small thing, wasn't even enough money to sustain the two of us. I was like, but I would, the excess, or if I needed coins, that's where we would go back in the day, out in Suffolk. I was like, but I would go, and then I told him a story about it. Um, and, but he said, and so now and then I tell him also about real estate. I was like, I didn't do real estate, I didn't do rentals. I didn't do anything, like that's one section, like real estate being a big umbrella. There's small compartments and niches. For me, I did something called residential sales. Residential, not really commercial either. Um, and in that process, there's a loan officer, usually. I mean, I didn't have cash clients. And so the loan officer, the people went through a process of being, I mean, we say the word vetted. I know I've used that, but I mean, because this gentleman with the pizza box said, yeah, he's like, I don't really have, I know, he says there's companies, but he's like, I don't have, I'm like, yeah, I'm the same way. I said, it's not something I was taught or that I was thinking of. I was like, and even in real estate, most of the people that I'm aware of were local. They went through the loan officer. There's some process there. They need their financial documents. There's whatever. And then they also have a lawyer. The buyer has a lawyer. The seller has a lawyer. The bank has a lawyer. There's a title company on top of that. I mean, there's a lot involved in the process. So I don't really, I was like, it's not something I really thought of. And there's a broker that was responsible for training me on top of whatever. So I was like, and they never brought up, I was like, but now I'm, with rentals, I can see people just moving in and out. It's a totally different scenario and set of circumstances. He's like, yeah. And so, because apparently a lot of people are coming, or all of a sudden renting and not paying, even though for a while it was like promoted real estate was the way to go for investment properties and stuff. Again, it's changed so much and it's so confusing, and really I feel like it's a distraction. I really feel like it is some kind of inefficiency and distraction just so other things go neglected, but out of some kind of coincidence in timing with some coin of some sort. So anyway, so he mentioned, so I come home and Lou brings the story. I didn't say anything. Lou brings the story up to Linda that he ran into somebody, whatever, and he mentioned TD, but Lou says it as TD Ameritrade or TD America. I'm like, Lou, on the sign it just says TD. Where's TD America come from? So anyway, apparently the ending of that story was Lou went into the coin place to do the coins, and the machine's been broken for 5 years. I don't know. I don't have bank. I don't have money. I don't have a business anymore. I don't have anything that would draw me in to know that with the coins. Um, so anyway, so the machine's still broken there, which is interesting because then that kind of forces you over to Coinstar if you need a machinist anyway. In driving factors and forces and patterns. And then I've got and so then today, instead, when my son gets home from school, they're going to pack the coins and do the tradition still of packing the coin rolls and then bringing it to the bank and presenting it to the banker. These were small gestures that meant something in a routine at one point. Not that it's been, and then there's this word discipline. I was thinking, like, I have none, in the sense of I'm not disciplined with food because there's no access to coin. To even when I had coin, I was disciplined with shakes and weight loss in the gym and stuff. But then there's a different type of discipline. I know in BritBox, I think a different English completely. If you don't, like, I speak Nicole and the daily North American New York in my life frame. That's a separate catalog of English than some of the other English terms they've used, where discipline means it could mean an area of study, or discipline could mean your routine or regimen. You say regimen wrong, now all of a sudden it becomes regime, now it's a Jew, like political danger, hazard zone, caution, like big lights go on and off. So it's like I don't use certain words purposely, and I have them on reserve where I'm aware of them. I just never know how they're constructed into some human line of action, which is where the danger comes in. And I just wanted to be with one man, and he was a boy that when I met him at that age, and we were that size. When he was a boy, I was a girl, and we were for sure going to be married. And he for sure said he would find me, and he for sure was going to be able to marry me properly, for sure, because he was there and he said so, and I take him at his word, and I want to continue with that word. I never wanted it to be disrupted or dislocated or disployed or displeased in any of my actions. But then, I don't know, in secret life of humans outside of my just being in one room with one carpet and a whole lot of stimuli thrown at me that I didn't necessarily ask, paint, or have a say in. And I don't understand why some men can take many wives and why this one person has had such a problem taking his one and only that he met when he was little. How does that work in Humanville? I mean, it's disturbing, quite frankly. Last note on today was while I was speaking with the man with the pizza box holding my 2 bags of bagels for my parents that I walked up to get and was going to enjoy lunch with them. There were a whole lot of faces I had never seen, but that the man with the pizza box seemed to know. And he said hello to everybody. I said hello to the people. That I am not, they're familial in the sense of heritage, lineage, and neighborhood, but they're not familiar in the sense of I've seen them repeatedly, or I've spoken to them, or in that sense or context, I suppose. So that is the important events so far, up until lunchtime, as I wait for my son to be finished with his day, so I can go back to doing my motherly thing with my best friend, or my companion, I suppose, at this point, which is my little nooch. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. It's Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxy is broken.